What if I told you that the blueprint for the modern performance car was drawn up not in Germany or Italy, but in Japan over 3 decades ago? We are talking about a time when Japanese engineers weren't just trying to build good cars, they were trying to build the future. And they tried. Oh, did they try. They packed their cars with technology that seemed like it was pulled from a science fiction movie, created machines that didn't just compete with European exotics, they rewrote the rules. These are the JDM icons that were so far ahead of their time, they still feel advanced today. Buckle up.
Welcome to Cartoons.
Coming in at number 5 is a car that was almost a victim of its own ambition, the Mitsubishi 3000 GT BR4. While its rivals were perfecting 1 or 2 things, Mitsubishi's engineers looked at the drawing board and apparently just said yes to everything. This car was a rolling showcase of what was possible in the early 90s. It had a twin-turbo V6, sophisticated all-wheel drive, 4-wheel steering, and even an electronically controlled adaptive suspension. But the wildest feature, the part that felt like it belonged on a fighter jet, was the active aerodynamics. A front air dam and a rear wing that would automatically adjust as you drove, optimizing downforce for stability at speed. Let that sink in. This was the kind of tech you'd expect to see in a concept car, but Mitsubishi put it on the road. The 3000 GT BR4 was so packed with technology, some called it over-engineered. Maybe it was, but it was also a prophecy of the kind of tech that will become standard on supercars decades later. At number 4, we have a legend, but its advanced nature wasn't just in its electronics, it was in its incredible potential. This is the Toyota Supra Mk4. The Supra's genius was its heart, the mighty 2JZ GTE engine. This twin-turbocharged inline-6 was a masterpiece of over-engineering. Toyota built it with internals that were so robust, the stock block became famously capable of handling massive power increases, sometimes multiples of its factory horsepower, without catastrophic failure. This incredible durability is what made the 2JZ a tuning legend. From the factory, its sequential twin-turbo system gave it a smooth, satisfying power band. But its true advancement was that it was a platform. It was a canvas that allowed a whole generation of enthusiasts to build 1,000 horsepower street cars that could hunt down supercars. The Supra wasn't just ahead of its time. It was as if its engineers knew, somehow, that they were building it for a future of modification they couldn't even see yet. Our number 3 spot goes to a car that took a completely different path. It wasn't about brute force or a checklist of electronics. It was about radical innovation in lightness and design. The Mazda RX-7 FD. Just look at it. Its flowing lines still look modern today. It is one of the most timeless silhouettes in automotive history. But the real revolution was underneath. At its core was the 13 BREW, the first mass-produced sequential twin-turbo rotary engine. This unique engine was incredibly compact and light, which allowed Mazda's engineers to achieve a near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution. The sophisticated sequential turbo system was a complex feat for the time, designed to deliver a broad, responsive power band without the lag that plagued other turbo cars. The result was a car that didn't bully its way through a corner. It danced. It had a level of agility and driver feedback that few cars, even today, can match. The RX-7 proved that being advanced didn't just mean more power, it meant smarter performance. We are just getting to the top of the list, and these are the heavy hitters. But I want to know which of these legends is your favorite so far. Drop a comment below and let me know which JDM classic you think was the most advanced. At number 2 is the car that sent a shockwave through the entire supercar world, the Honda NSX. Before the NSX supercars were seen as beautiful, expensive, and famously unreliable, Honda decided to prove they could be daily drivable and still deliver a world-class experience. The NSX wasn't just technologically advanced, it was philosophically advanced. It featured the world's first mass-produced all-aluminum body structure, a technique that saved significant weight over a steel equivalent and delivered incredible chassis rigidity. Under the glass was a high-revving V6 featuring Honda's now legendary VTEC system, with engineering derived directly from their dominant Formula One program. To make sure the handling was perfect, they brought in legendary Formula One champion Ayrton Senna to help with the final chassis tuning. The problem for Ferrari and Lamborghini? The NSX worked. It delivered the performance of an exotic with the reliability of a Honda. The story goes that it forced European manufacturers to completely rethink what a supercar should be. And now, at number 1, the machine that earned the nickname Godzilla, because it came from a foreign land and destroyed everything in its path. The Nissan Skyline GT-R R32. If the NSX was a scalpel, the GT-R was a sledgehammer, powered by a supercomputer. It was designed with a single brutal purpose: to dominate Group A racing. And it did, thanks to a suite of technology that was nothing short of revolutionary for a production car. The heart of the beast was the ATTESA ETS all-wheel drive system. Unlike simpler systems, this was a rear-wheel drive bias setup that used a computer to instantly send torque to the front wheels when it detected slip. This provided mind-bending traction out of corners without sacrificing the agility of a rear-wheel drive car. It was paired with the super high-cast 4-wheel steering system, which could steer the rear wheels to improve turn-in and high-speed stability. All of this was harnessed by the iconic RB26 DETT twin-turbo engine. The R32 GT-R didn't just win races, it showed up and made the competition look obsolete. It was a perfect fusion of mechanical and electronic engineering that set the template for the modern all-wheel drive performance car you see today. From the technological brute force of the GT-R to the philosophical leap of the NSX, these JDM classics weren't just fast cars. They were statements. They were proof that a relentless pursuit of engineering innovation could challenge the old guard and create legends that stand the test of time. They were so far ahead of the curve that even today, they represent a golden era of performance that we are all still chasing. What did we miss? Are there any other JDM legends you think were too advanced for their time? Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit subscribe. We do this every week. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.